Hey guys, Galucia here, bringing you another day of Civilization 5 as the Austrian Empire. And today, as I stated in yesterday's video, I'm basically... Wow, I have a lot of faith. I haven't even been paying attention to that. Today, I'm basically going to be concentrating on setting up everything I need to set up so that I know what's at stake, so that I know what's going to be needed to take on Ethiopia. So that's basically the goal. Oh crap, she's constructing the deluge, and so am I. Let's see, it's taking 11 turns right now, so let's go into city management, go into a production focus, which takes us from 59 to 84 and 0 food, but that takes us from 11 turns to 8 turns. Hopefully we can beat her to it. I don't want to stop making it because she's making it, so we're gonna have 0 growth for a while, focus on production. I don't normally do that. Normally I just do a balanced thing, but every once in a while you gotta click a button and just focus on something so that you can beat whatever's going on there. And we found some aluminum, so that's awesome. I'll have to turn that into a mine, and then there was another patch right there. As soon as I get that tile, I'll do it there too. But yeah, so that's what's going on today. We just really need to figure out what's up with Ethiopia, kind of scout the area as best as possible, use my ships as best I can to skim along the borders that he has in his waters so that I can really get a better idea of what beach I want to land on. I need to find my Normandy. So that's basically what's going on today. Probably today's episode is probably going to be more about that certain aspect of civilization that is focused more on the civilization itself rather than the expansion of that civilization or whatever. Focusing more on building buildings in my cities and you know, working on my culture and working tiles that haven't been built over yet, like just in general working on it. I have the most wonders, got that going for me. But yeah, so probably not any war in today's episode. If you're more of a war guy, this may not be the episode for you. He's got an ironclad, that's kind of crappy. And how many turns is it going to take? 26. See stuff like that. Like, I've been focusing on certain things, and like culture hasn't been one of them. It hasn't really been a #1, you know, importance for me. But as time is now progressing, I mean, 26 turns is just too much for culture. That's too long. And I need damn. I saw Ethiopia denounced Rome, and then I saw Rome went to war with somebody, and I was like, yeah, and I was hoping it was Ethiopia, but it wasn't. Okay, so but yeah, so that's basically what's going on, is that I need what the hell? Seriously? I need to explore this this island a little bit. That's just silly. But yeah, I really need to try to stick it to him as best as I can. So that's what I'm going to be working on. That's my primary focus, if you will. Oh, found some oil too. That's good. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do radio because I would love to make the National Intelligence Agency. That's good stuff right there. Okay, where do we have oil? There. And ooh, what's that? Oh, a trading post. Okay. How much oil is there? 3. How much was in the other one? Where was the other one? There. Okay. 7. I think I might be good with 7. I'm gonna make this an oil thing and leave the other one alone for now. And then if I need the oil, then I can. Okay, so we're done with England. I meant to move him anyway to Jerusalem. Start working on my influence there. It's the rigging elections is working in I don't know how to pronounce that, but this place. My influence has continued to grow there. As soon as I made peace with him, I got this back up. Thankfully, it wasn't just like gone, so the money wasn't wasted. I still have a strong influence there. One thing I want to try to do is send a missionary over there. I've actually been thinking about that for a minute now, so I can just go ahead and, you know, do that now. I'll buy a missionary, and then I'll be sending him over there to spread the good word, if you will, It'll help them. It'll help with me because, and then I'll have a Jewish presence on his otherwise extremely Christian place. And you can see I got a little bit of pressure. He's close enough to my borders that, you know, it's a little bit of pressure. Put more pressure on there, and it'll start putting a little bit of pressure on his cities. They'll still be Christian, but like me, where I have like one Christian follower in my city, same with him. Like, he's gonna have less followers, and that's kind of just want to poke at him a little bit like that. So that's gonna be my thing with that. Aha! Sweet. Ethiopia tried to do a coup in my only allied city-state and failed. That's awesome. That means his spy was killed in the process, and I don't have to worry about his spy for a little while. So that's good. Well, these jerks are shooting me. Okay, awesome. So I beat her to it. That's really good. I just got cavalry. That must be gifted from somebody. Why did I have cavalry? Yeah, Belgrade's giving me a cavalry unit. Oh, okay, sure. Why not? I'll take it. But yeah, so, and I got a lot of X's. What are all these? Peace treaties with everybody. Okay, it's all those damn city-states. So, all my peace treaties have run out. Big deal. Okay, so, I beat her to it. That's awesome. And now, I can switch back to a default focus, which is more balanced. So, it's not as over the top. And I also now have not one, but two great artists, which, to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with. I do need to work on culture. That much is very clear. But I don't know that I want to build two of these damn things. But I guess I will. I can just build them side by side. Those two spots right there that aren't being used for anything else. So I guess I might as well go for it. So I'm continuing to kind of uncover the areas around Ethiopia. My dude doesn't have to be on land, apparently. I didn't know that, so bam, I can slap some religion on them. So things are going good here, but I definitely was excited that I beat England to that, because not only did you want to build that for yourself, so that's, you know, always a good thing, but then you knew for a fact that someone else was trying to build that thing, so now you just screwed them out of that. So it's always good if you can stick it to the competition. Just trying to pick where I want to start building next. I don't have a ton of workers because I don't feel like I need to be building stuff that fast, and it's just unnecessary and whatnot. But I have so much territory now that my borders are starting to expand quicker than my workers can keep up with this demand. Oh, what am I doing? Am I high or something? I just told that worker to go wherever the hell I told him to go, and totally forgot about the fact that I have a patch of oil that needs to be dealt with. It's no bueno. Alright, so what do we have here now? We got one extra Jewish follower because of that. It was one, now it's two. The pressure hasn't gone up, though, so we're going to slap him again. Slap him again! Might have to send an Inquisition over there. That may be the winning ticket. No, not the farm. Son of a crap. Misclick. Okay, another point of interest. I just met Catherine, which is one of my favorite civilizations to play as. I do like playing against the Russians. I've won a couple of times with them. And immediately started up a trade with her, which worked. So we traded some goods, and that helped my happiness out a little bit. So I think that was the only undiscovered civilization that I had. So I think from here, I'm good. I think this boat up here, I think I'm going to just put that boat on auto again and just use the other boat for finding all the borders of Ethiopia. I don't think they're as big as I thought. They're strong religion-wise, and they definitely have something, a good economy, because they're kicking my ass when it comes to these city-states. But I don't think they're as strong, or as big, I should say, as I originally anticipated. And I think I'm not going to have too much of a bad time trying to get a hold of their territory. It's a lot of rough terrain from what I can see from what was cleared, so it'll be slow going, but it'll be nice anyway. Oh, and those gems gave me a We Love the King Day for 2 of my cities, so that's always nice too. Okay, culture is 149. I just want to make sure that this is doing something. But yeah, so things are going good, continuing to expand, and hopefully I'll have a strategy picked out soon. Before the end of the video, I would hope, for sure. Well, one thing I was able to discover quite quickly by moving my boat to the closest possible spot that I could within their territory is that he has a lot of vessels, some of which are outdated, some of which aren't. But no matter how you cut it, he's got a little bit of a navy there, and I'm starting to think that my landing party is going to be here, especially if I can make them my allies. It's a safe place to land. So that was the plan, and it's right here by the capital. I could just go straight for the heart and not toy around with too many of the outlying cities, because like this city, for example, looks like it has very little avenues of approach and would be a pain to try to capture. So I'm already starting to think that this city-state is my key to success, and as you know, I have a spy there, so I'm working on it. I used my missionary here twice, by the way, and I only got 1 extra follower and no increase to pressure. So I'm probably what I'm gonna try to do now is the opposite route and make an inquisitor. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, so it's treacherous waters, and a caravel or 2 is not gonna get it done. Look, there's another one, and he's got ironclads. Like, he's got some strong vessels. So one thing for sure that I'm going to have to start working on, and Hanoi is the perfect place for it, but I'm going to build a seaport first, is I need to start working on some serious naval vessels. So that's going to be a key focus for me, because I got to make sure that I can land safely. If they start killing all my units while they're in the water, that's not going to get us anywhere. Another thing I could probably start doing, I had all those, I had all my various units. Ooh, modern era, Shazam. I had my various units kind of just sitting up here. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we're going to be landing ashore here. And if that's the case, I need to move my units over to here. This is where they need to be. This is the business. So this whole army, units, whatever you want to call it, division, I don't care, that's sitting there, they need to move. So that's what we're going to start working on. We're going to start working on moving them so that we can, when I am ready to strike, that they're ready to go for it. So that's kind of my plan with them. There's a lot going on this turn. Ooh, the Eiffel Tower. That's good for happiness. It also provides +1 more happiness for every 2 policies that you've adopted. That's going to be good, because I plan on keeping at least some of his cities. It's not like I'm just going to burn them all to the damn ground. So happiness is still a key factor for me. It's still, my happiness is still kind of in the toilet, and it's a bit rough. So I got a bunch of different things that I'm working on. Actually, I just told them to make a university, but I would rather them have a seaport. I need some seaports in my coastal towns, because like I said, I do need to start working on boats. And speaking of boats, let's do steam power, because some ironclads would be good for attacking these other vessels. Oh, and a spy. See? Very busy, very busy. Okay, so they're rigging elections. And they seem to be doing it successfully. What was another one of the ones that he... You know what? Cancel real quick. See if I... Is there a way to... Oh, yeah. I just... Okay. It should be... you know what? I'll do... Hold on. Get this damn screen out of my face. Where's Belgrade? There's Belgrade. I've had some influence with them in the past, and that's another ally of Ethiopia, which also wouldn't be a terrible place to land, because it's not the capital, so the fight wouldn't be as bad, and I know he's got cities up there, so it's another option, although I'm still probably going to work on... Well... you know what? I'll just leave them sit there for now. They can sit there for now. It's not hurting anything. And when I'm closer to making my decision about it, that's exactly what I'll do. I'll make my decision about it. But for now, they can just sit there because it's not really hurting anything. Little admin note for you. I'm really trying to get these guys to be my ally. Like, I really am. I just gave them 1,000 freaking bucks. So now I'm back down to 62 freaking gold. Basically no gold. And my influence is all the way up to 154. And I still haven't taken them. And I have a spy there. So that's why I did it. Because we just rigged the elections for here and Jerusalem. So I gained some influence from that. Gave him 1,000 freaking gold. And still nothing's doing. I really think that's the key. Because he's aligned himself with all the city-states that are on the border between me and him. And I really don't feel like getting into a scrap with the city-states as well. And if I did decide to land in Belgrade, it's in my opinion, it's too close to this other city-state, and they may have units getting involved and stuff like that. So first of all, I am going to go ahead and move all my other units. But yeah, it's just I really, really want to get that city-state. Honestly, if I don't, because if I can get it, if I can align myself with that city-state, idealistically, what I would what I would really like to do is just to go ahead and pay the 500 gold and make it my city. That would be my best possible option. I have to get an alliance with them in order to buy it out, and then it could just be my city. And what would be then it would really be good for a landing spot because it's mine. And so that's the idealistically that's what I would like to see happen, and that's what I continue to work on. So, but it's just, it's one of those things. We'll just have to keep pushing forward and see what happens. I mean, I don't know how much influence it's going to actually take to get that from them, because I've already given them so much money, and 154 influence is a lot. I kind of figured, because he's upholding, he's maintaining influence with a lot of different units. So I kind of or with a lot of different city-states. So I kind of figured that he's got to be running out of money, unless he's just stupid with, I don't know how he would have that much money, but he's got to be running low on money to maintain that many individual city-states to be aligned with him. But I mean, if I got my influence to 154 and then they didn't make the switch, then they must still be, their influence must be higher than that. So that's crazy. But nothing I can do about it now. My gold production is still pretty low. I would like it to be higher than freaking 27. So there's not much else I can do. They don't really have any quests. I mean, being connected to silver, but I can't do that for him. I mean, the second he gets a quest that I could do for him, that would help. But I got a spy there and everything, so I'm just doing everything I can. I really think that city-state is going to be the key to my victory over there. Because at this point, I feel like if I'm not going for... Manila wants Judaism. Fancy that. I can make that happen, sir. If I'm not going for military victory, I think I'm in trouble. Like, I don't think I'm set up for anything other than that. So, and Ethiopia is my biggest problem in my opinion. So I really need to work on sticking it to them. So we'll just keep working at it. That's all I can do. Keep it posted. Okay, another side note. I kind of feel, what's the word? Dumb? But I can't get this Inquisitor to do anything in this city. So I don't know, is an Inquisitor just for... I'm not really sure what the deal is there. Let me look at the description real quick, because I just built another one. Used to remove other religions from cities. May only be obtained by purchasing with faith. Cannot be purchased whenever, with another unit while still instead. Do not have enough faith. So yeah, so it's used to get other religions from cities. It doesn't say anything about it has to be your city. So maybe it can't be a city state. Maybe it has to be a city. What That's the best that I can figure. So I'm going to see what happens if I try to move into an enemy territory and see if I can use it on his city, since I can't use it on the city-state. Because I just made a second one. I now have another Inquisitor. And, I mean, if he's not going to be able to do anything either, then I just wasted like 1,000 faith. So, I mean, I'm not, you know, I'll be the first to admit I'm still you know, I've done a few playthroughs of Civ since Gods and Kings have come out, but I haven't really, you know, worked with it too much. So the faith thing is still, I'm still working on figuring it out, all, you know what I mean, like all the various components of it and what have you. I'm gonna send him over here, you know, just to see what happens. But it looks like, yeah, because it doesn't let you do anything, and if you try to go in there, it says it's gonna trigger a war. So I'm not gonna do that. So it looks like I'm screwed. It's about all I can say about that. It looks like I made an Inquisitor for no damn reason. I guess I'll just hold on to him for now, and I can maybe sort it out later on and figure out what I want to do with him. But yeah, just kind of like a side note as I continue to play through today and work on expanding everything. The Inquisitor thing did not work out. Okay, well, I'm sorry, buddy, but I'm recording right now. Why don't you go downstairs and play like a good boy? Aren't you supposed to be taking a nap? What? You're a big girl. You can handle your own damn battles. I'm not going to hold your hand every time you have an issue with Michael. Okay, so I could definitely see, just because I tried to move the Inquisitor into enemy territory, that if I did that, it would trigger war. So obviously an Inquisitor is seen as a negative unit. He's a bad guy. So as best I can figure, you can use an Inquisitor if, say, there's foreign religions in your territory and places that you already own, your cities. You know, if Christianity, like when Christianity was in a few of my cities, that, you know, an Inquisitor would have been a good way to get rid of that. But you can only use it in their territories when it's a when it's the enemy, is you're at war with them. If you're at war with them, then you're good to go. So let's see. Yeah. Start working on those ironclads, baby. Yeah. But yeah, so that seems to be the problem with that. So we'll probably, I'll just put him back in the city. I'll hold on to him. If the guy ever starts pushing Christianity on me again, I can use the Inquisitors. I have them now. They're just sitting there. So it's whatever. And I got a great engineer. How about that? So at this point, I'm basically just continuing on, pushing forward, working on building my moving my army. I have them pretty much moved into position, as much as quote unquote in position as I can be. They're all bunched around here, trying to get as many of them on or near the water as I can. Still working on getting my gold up. I just, the whole gold thing just does not seem to be enough when it comes to this city-state. Yeah, not really sure if I want to throw more money at them, because I've already thrown so much money at them, and it just, none of it has worked. Maybe if I got like a great merchant or something along those lines, if I got something like that, then I could, which I could check to see if and when I'm going to actually get a great merchant. Great merchant, there we go. 29 turns. Okay, so 29 turns in Vienna. That's actually not too bad. If I get something like a great merchant that is really good for gaining influence in a place, I'll send them over there, because not only will that get me influence with them, but it'll get me gold, and then I could use that gold if I choose to, just for more influence with them. But I'm definitely hesitant to keep throwing gold at them, because Ethiopia seems really content with... oh, they had another failed coup. They're losing spies left and right. Obviously, Ethiopia is throwing tons of money at these city-states to maintain that influence, so it's just holding me back. I'll tell you what, that's one interesting development right there, is that Persia replaced Ethiopia as the ally of Venice. So it could be possible that Ethiopia is starting to lose it a little bit as far as... damn, they want Judaism too? That's ironic. The Vatican wants Judaism. Damn right you do. But yeah, that's... that could be a good sign that they're... Maybe they were throwing too much money around. My army is not on the weak side, bro. You want to come at me? Come at me. Man, everyone wants Judaism all of a sudden. It's a hot commodity. But yeah, it might be a sign that they've been maybe spending just a little bit too much money on this maintaining all these city-states, and that they could be a lot better off backing off. And if they do, we may be able to get that city-state that we've had our eyes on for quite a while now, actually. So obviously I'm just, you know, kind of throwing a lot of theoreticals out there, and we have no way of knowing for sure whether or not that's the case at all. But I think when I do get up to 500 gold, which will take about 3 more turns, I am going to go ahead and throw it at him. That'll unfortunately only earn me 25 influence, because the gold is becoming less and less worthwhile. Oh, that's interesting too, though. They're going to reward the largest culture growth, and so far I have the lead. That's also interesting. I would hate to wait 28 turns, though, to start war. I mean, matter of fact, I really can't wait 28 turns. Like, I need to make something happen. Even if it's going to be the fact that I decide I need to start my war with someone besides Ethiopia for now, to continue my expansion, and then, because it's just, because if you're going for a military victory, and let's just say for the sake of argument that nobody gets like a straight up victory and it just gets to 2050, then basically just whoever has the most points is going to win. And at that point, it's usually just going to go to whoever was going for a military victory and just didn't finish. Because if I'm going for a military victory, I'm going to have a ton of territory, which is going to give me a ton of points. And that's what's going to be kind of the determining factor. So let's see. So yeah, so that's really the only like approach that I can take, as for, like, because I have less than 100 turns now to conquer the world, and honestly I don't see that happening, especially since I've been sitting on my hands for a while now, just waiting to see what's going to happen with one city-state. Because honestly, I still, even after, you know, exploring a lot of the borders around that whole continent, because he's not the only one on there. There's some Russian territory on there and stuff like that. I've been all over the borders. I don't see anywhere that seems like a logical place for me to land. Yeah, I want to do this one first, because that leads to the +3 in local cities with courthouses. It makes courthouses cheaper. That'll help with happiness. Happiness was doing good for a while, especially with all those defensive buildings that I was building, but we're back down to only 1 happiness, so we're in trouble with happiness again. But yeah, so I may end up deciding to stick it to these guys, which look a lot more, they look a lot easier to attack than Ethiopia, just because of, again, because of the terrain. You know, I can easily land here-ish by the capital, and, you know, just immediately start going for Timbuktu, and then move on to the capital, and that's very doable. I don't see why that would be a problem. So something to consider, that I am considering heavily, because I've just been sitting on my hands for way too long. And like I said, we have less than 100 turns left, so I don't think I can stare down the throat of Ethiopia any longer. I need to do something. So, okay, whatever. So that's basically where we're at, but we got one more episode for this week before we, of course Jerusalem wants to, before we move on to yet another episode. We got one episode left this week, so tune in tomorrow for that, and probably by then I'll make up my mind as to what it is I want to do, because like I said, I'm not sure yet, but I am working on it. I'm formulating a plan. So next episode we'll come up with that plan and at least start to execute it, because we do need to get the ball rolling here. So I'll start rolling some balls and get back to you in tomorrow's episode. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you later.